everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're all well. So firstly, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to those of you that made a point of chatting to me on Saturday. It was really lovely for us all to have a chat. Great to hear what you've all been up to, what you've been doing. You're giving me some more tips and more ideas. We had people from England. We had someone from South Africa, someone from Australia, and various American states. So thank you so much. So in this video, we've had glorious sunshine today. So in this video, you'll see me sorting the hedge out. Here I was cutting back a plant so that my solar charger would work. So my husband set that up again for my greenhouse. That was part of my birthday present. You'd also see me sorting out my herb area. So there's quite a lot to do there because it all got overgrown. The hawthorn has got right out and over and covering some of the pots. Some of the herbs are looking a little bit worse for wear. And on the little sort of table stand, this is very, very old, the little wooden sort of platform and stand, like a bench. Under there it's got very, very damp. What's actually happened is that worms and slugs are eating it. So I was actually going to move it out, but to be honest, it's so in such a bad way, I thought it's not going to survive me moving it. So although I sort of tidy things up and move things around, actually what I decided to do is take everything off, and then I'm going to let it dry out, and then I'm going to put things back on it. I'm going to put a layer of like plastic that you can't really see, but just plastic to protect it a little bit. Or honestly, these slugs that are on it were like sort of nearly the length of my hands, yellowy black ones with it have all that slime. Oh, sorry if you don't like it. I don't like them either. On one of my other videos, you'll see where that mirror is propped up. I picked up my mirror and literally the mirror and the wooden surround all came apart in my hand. The rubbish bin is full, so at the moment I haven't been able to put it in the bin. But I do think that it's like with the house, there's always things to declutter in the garden, things to sort, things to get rid of, things to change. So it's a little bit like the house, isn't it? Some things I sort of keep hold of and you really don't need to, or they're past the best, they just need to be cleared up. I do take a few of my ash tree branches down. Now, last year we had the tree cut back, so we paid for somebody to professionally cut the tree, so it was all nicely shaped. Not a cheap job, I might add. It'd be much cheaper to have the trees cut down. Isn't that sad? But to get them sort of chopped and shaped nicely. So last year, the low-lying branches, we didn't want to cut because the tree had gone through enough trauma of having its main sort of branches cut. Whereas this year has not been cut, as we tend to have the tree cut every other year. So the lower level branches I cut back. And I think that's going to give a bit more light to this area because this area has got like dark and damp, which obviously that's the best place for slugs. Cold, dark, damp areas. So you'll also see me take you to the shed, and I'll show you inside the shed, which is all a bit of a mess. But there were a couple of things that I wanted to find in the shed. So firstly, I wanted to find the paint that matches the hall. So I wanted to have a good look for that. And then secondly, I wanted to find my little battery hedge cutter. So my sister got me that a few years ago and I remembered it the other day and I thought, oh, where is that? It was really good. You just charged it up and then I could really easily cut my little privet box hedge in the back garden. So I said to my husband, why don't we go and have a look and together try and hunt and find things. Actually, when you sort of go in there and start moving things about, it's not as bad as what it initially looked. I think there's a reason partly why it looks like there's so much all stacked up is because you've got my daughter's old Silver Cross pram in there. It's all wrapped up really carefully, but of course it takes up so much space because the Silver Cross pram is like pushing around a very small baby bed. Yeah, it's quite a big thing, the Silver Cross. So that does take up a lot of space in the shed. But I do think that, I'm to blame as well, but my husband's not keen on sheds, and so for creepy crawlies, and so things end up getting put at the door. And I've done the same thing. I've gone to put things back and they've been put right near the door, not been put away properly. So it's both of us really are at fault. Yeah, so I'll show you in the shed a little bit. I'm pretty certain I found the paints, which is good. Couldn't find any masonry paint though. I was also looking for white masonry paint so I can start painting the front of the house. So I'll have to have a little look for that. So I'm going to read a few of your comments from yesterday. So firstly, Judith said, "Hi Emma, I use my dryer on low or medium heat and never have a problem with any wrinkles. The higher the heat, the worse the wrinkles are. I usually just use low heat. If they aren't dry, then I just put it on again. I always put the laundry away after it's dry. I got an outside clothesline that looks like an umbrella for Christmas. Oh, they're really good. I've seen them. A hole has to be dug, and neither myself or my husband can dig the hole. Oh, that's a shame. Is there nobody that could help you? Our dirt here in Texas, where we live, is all rocky like shale. Oh, I see. We live on a ridge, so it's near impossible to dig a hole. Ah. My husband will do a bit at a time as his back will allow. I'm excited for it to be up because I hate putting bedding in the dry. It'll be so much easier to do my bedding outside." Oh, that'd be great when you get that done. And Zoe says, "Hiya, thanks for the heads up with the gardening. A wildlife garden sounds lovely. We do have lots of hedgehogs around here. Thanks, Emma." Wow, lucky you. And regarding a dryer, we have a dehumidifier instead. A lot smaller than a dryer and so much cheaper to run. I have it in the spare room with 2 areas like yours. The clothes dry like they've been line dried. Win-win for me as I don't iron either. Worth looking into. Not as expensive as a dryer, I think. We paid 120 and got it from a place called Screwfix. Oh, Emma, do you have a name for that lovely shop you took us into? Another super video. Thanks so much. Sending love. Yeah, I do. I'm going to find the name of that shop and I'll let you know. I can't unfortunately have anything like a dehumidifier because where I live, we've got solid brick walls. And what happens is we actually would bring the damp in from outside. What was this? Oh yeah. Yeah, so because we don't have any cavity walls, it would literally dehumidifier would extract it through the brick. Actually, it can cause quite a lot of damage in the sort of houses that we live in. But I think for people that don't have this sort of problem that I've got, sounds like a great idea. And then you can see me, I found that right at the back of the shed, I found a little cutter that my sister got me, and it honestly feels like you're just cutting through like butter. To begin with, it feels like it's quite slow to warm up, but then you just go backwards and forwards, and it just cuts all the way through. And my husband and daughter, you can see, were playing a little water game. And then you saw how I wanted to put the mirror up. So I asked my husband if he'd be able to put that up with a drill, and he's put it exactly where I want it. And then you'll see me take down all the washing, which is all nice and dry, and I fold it all as I go, which you'll be very pleased about. It's been such a lovely day here. I'm so pleased we finally had a day of sunshine, and we spent the whole day at home apart from church first thing this morning. So the service was like 9 to 11:30, and then we came home, and we've spent the day doing mostly things in the garden, different jobs. So I did my herbs, my husband put the mirror up, my husband cut some wood up. I'm desperate to clear that wood pile, so we did that. And you'll see that I cut part of the hedge, trimmed some of the hedge back, Did a bit of pottering around in my greenhouse. Also, if you're interested, I am going to upload some more of my garden videos on my gardening channel. So please do subscribe to that if you're interested. And then once I get all the washing in, I managed to get another load out. So that means tomorrow, being Monday, I have hardly any washing to do. I just need to check in my daughter's linen basket and see what there is. And also my husband's just changed our bed sheets and quilt case, quilt cover. So I'll have that to wash, and that's a white load. So that's really good. So I was then having a look, just asking my husband what I could do to cover over the bench area. And I found some liner, which is due to go like under shingle. And he was saying no, because obviously that lets the water in, so that's not going to protect it. And then I found a bin liner, a really good quality bin liner. But what my husband suggested is, first of all, you need to completely let the bench dry out. So obviously if I now put plastic over the top and put pots on it, it's still going to be the slug and worm haven, isn't it? But I hope you like my mirror. I'm creating that into a nice little area, so you sort of go round the side and then you suddenly see the little bench and the mirrored area. I was really lucky with these mirrors. So I got them reduced. They were like £140, reduced to, I think it was about £40. So I also got a couple of extras for presents. So saved them like for Mother's Day, birthday sort of thing. And then we went in the shop the other day, and June, the exact same mirrors are still for sale at the full price. I don't know why they reduced them. Maybe they just had too much stock in, so just wanted to get rid of them. So I tidied up a lot of the herbs, took the dead leaves, and I haven't done this year just because it's been raining so much. I haven't been able to get out to do anything. So it's like still things that I need to cut back really from autumn and winter. But we just haven't had the weather to cut things back and to really do much. You'll probably notice I'm speaking in a quieter voice because my daughter's gone to bed, and I think she's overtired, which is not great. I mean, she's not had many late nights. She had one late night on Tuesday. Otherwise, she's gone to bed sort of normal time. But she's saying that she's tired. And also she started saying, what time do I have to get up for school? What time do I have to get up for school? I don't want to rush. So I don't think she's asleep yet. So that's why I'm speaking in a quieter voice. I think I also need to get some food. I might feed my herbs with tomato feed. I find tomato feed just works really, really well with herbs. So I think I'll mix them up and feed them with that once I've got them all settled and exactly where I want them. So each pot, I cut the dead leaves, I cut the dead branches, and then there's lots of weeds. So there was sticky weed and some of the weed that had gone all the way around all the pots and everything. And then I take them all down because I just really want my bench to completely dry out. So I felt like I had a really productive day in the garden. Matt watered all the herb plants as well, gave them a really big soak. I think because they're under the tree and near the hawthorn, some of them had got dried out a bit, so that's why also they're not doing their best. So I've soaked them really, really well, and then tomorrow or the next day I'll give them a big feed with the tomato feed watered down in a watering can. And then because I've cut back, they'll have more sunshine. You can already see that there's more sun on them because I've cut down those lower branches. I'm using the water from my water butt. At the moment, I've got 2 water butts that are full. One water butt that I found had got a hole in it, and the other water butt is not set up properly, so that needs to be changed. So we're going to get a new water butt. I mean, water butts are quite expensive. It's ridiculous, really. But we're going to get a new water butt. And also I want to get either a half barrel or a full barrel for my fig tree. My fig tree is doing really well, but do you know we've never had a single fig on it? Never. And at the moment it's growing really, really well in a pot. and the roots have grown so strong. The roots have gone out of the pot and into the ground. So I think I just need to get like a barrel, fill it with the soil that the fig tree likes. I need to check what sort of soil they like, and then go from there, and hopefully it will eventually have fruit. And then you'll see me in the kitchen. We had lunch and dinner outside because it was so sunny. My husband made us chicken wraps, which were very nice. So we had chicken wraps, salad, sauerkraut. That was very nice. He does 2 lots, separate lots. So he does our chicken in a separate pan to my daughter's chicken. And then my daughter has different wraps and has different things in the wraps because of her allergies. So he did all of that. So I thought I'd come in, do the washing up, and he brings some other things in for me to wash up. I did discover that my husband and daughter had taken my lavender fairy liquid, which I'd got for a birthday present, and my daughter was using it to make giant bubbles, and my husband was using it on dishes. So I've put the lavender fairy liquid away, and I've just got the really big fairy liquid out, and there you'll see me just topping up the small bottle. I don't want a really massive bottle sitting on my work surface. So I sort that out. I do loads of washing up. I clean all the draining rack with fairy liquids, and then I clean all the side. So I managed to get quite a lot done in the kitchen as well. So tomorrow is Monday. As you know, normally I go to the supermarket on a Monday morning and then I just do work in the house. But tomorrow I have got a couple of hours work that I've got to do. One of my learners has passed her course, and it's normal practice to have an exit interview when the course is over. I gave loads of dates and she wasn't free on any of them. So then I gave loads more dates and she wasn't free on any of those. And so I had to give the option of Monday. So not really ideal because I don't like to work on a Monday. But there is a one-off, you'll be pleased to know. Although when I get closer to my summer holiday, I probably will do a couple of other Mondays, but I try to keep Monday completely clear. So you'll see me doing a lot, sorting out in the kitchen. And then once I've done all the washing up, I put loads of things away in the fridge that are left over. And then we come and sit down. And as a family, we're watching a TV programme called Race Across the World. Don't know if anyone else watches that. We're only like on episode 4 or something. We started watching it. And I don't know what time it's on, but I said to my husband, I think our daughter would like this. I thought it's on quite late, but there's nothing in there which, it's not like they swear or it's anything inappropriate. And she's really interested in Japan and kawaii culture. And we'd like to take her to Japan one day. So we decided to now all watch it as a family. So at the end of the day, we watched that. And then she went to bed. And I read her some stories. She's very, very tired, getting a little bit emotional because she's so tired, bless her. So she lay down and I stood with her for a little while and just talked about Colchester Zoo and Banham Zoo, actually. Had a little chat about the zoo and where she might like to go for her birthday. And then I sat down and did this voiceover. So I hope you enjoyed the video, a bit of a different one, bit of a mix of outside and inside. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend, and thanks again for those of you that made the time to chat with me live. It was lovely to hear from you and lovely to, interact in that way. I really enjoyed it. I had a big smile on my face, so thank you all of you. I hope you have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.